Today, Symphony Space has a lot to celebrate. But 30 years ago, it was quite a different picture. In 1978, the empty Symphony movie theater had become a blight on the neighborhood when Alan Miller and Isaiah Sheffer decided to bring it to life for one day.
Isaiah and I tried about 14 other wild ideas that had no chance of succeeding, and we walked by Symphony Theater every day, and the drunks were lying in the front, and even they had boxing here.
I suggested to him that the Symphony movie theater at 95th and Broadway might be a place to go.
I used to come to this place when I was in grade school and high school with my dates and try and neck in the balcony of the Symphony Theater.
I used to hang out here at the theater. You know, you're one of 5 people in the audience watching.
The place was absolutely falling down.
The place just was crying for somebody to take over.
The place was a decaying old theater on New York's Upper West Side. The program was 12 consecutive hours of music by Johann Sebastian Bach, free of charge.
Please, friends, can we have some quiet while we try to organize this titanic event?
Before that day was over, as the crowds from the neighborhood were pouring in, and as we were all singing in the Gloria of the B minor Mass, I was thinking, we got to take over this joint somehow.
I was one of the people on the sidewalk on that very cold January night who couldn't get in. Something said to me, you better get up and get in that place, and so I did.
This is what you can do in New York. You have that vision, that dream.
Out of this creative experiment, Symphony Space was born. A space for artistic exploration. A space for artists and audiences to come together. A space which is the artistic home base for a great and unique neighborhood.
It's home. And all the dance concerts, and you can come here and see anybody.
This is so inclusive, so you really feel that you can bring out all your crazy personalities here.
The whole building takes on like a corner bar quality with people hanging out in the back and laughing and talking. You know, it's an 800-seat salon.
Wall-to-wall free marathon concerts became the bedrock on which Symphony Space was founded, with annual events dedicated to a host of brilliant composers. Aaron Copland, Duke Ellington, Stravinsky, Sondheim, among many others.
You said you loved me.
The audience here, they're ready to love what they're there to see.
You know, I can be a jazz singer. Oh, I did the Rodgers and Hart wall-to-wall. All these different colors I've been able to bring here and never feel like I was not in keeping with the style of the place.
Christ was a Jew like...
With Bloomsday on Broadway, a celebration of Joyce's Ulysses, a new art form was born, literature in performance.
I'll brain that bloody Jew man for using the holy name. By Jesus, I'll crucify him, so I will. Give us that biscuit box there.
I was working in New York for the summer, and I called my wife back in Chicago, and I said, well, in New York, they have radio stations that perform James Joyce on Bloomsday. And she said, oh, that's got to be from Symphony Space, which is why I was so thrilled years later to be invited by Isaiah to do Bloom.
And his heart was going like mad, and yes, I said yes, I will, yes.
From Bloomsday, it was just a short leap to the creation of Selected Shorts.
Leo, you came!
The program that brings great literature to hundreds of thousands of public radio and podcast listeners each week.
My first time reading Selected Shorts, a little nervous, didn't know what to expect. Look out at the audience. They're sitting there with their arms folded, their heads leaning back, and their eyes closed. And I thought, this is just like reading to a child.
Now my father is in the car, shouting for me to drive away. There will be time enough for silence and rest. We are both stupid with smiles, and he is shouting, drive fast, drive fast.
Oh, life is good.
My story is called A Dark Heart.
Selected Shorts has also provided the inspiration for All Right, a literacy program that annually serves more than 1,500 New York City adults. The course culminates as students listen to their own stories, read by celebrated actors.
Are you okay?
I would like to thank my teacher, Michael, because he made me write this 2 times before he said it was perfect.
I've always dreamed us back in the White House, our very right house again.
In an atmosphere of creative collaboration, it was almost inevitable that Symphony Space's programs would expand into theater and dance. Building on its legacy as a famous art film house, today's Thalia features films that have inspired some of our favorite directors, as well as classics and documentaries. Symphony Space's family programming includes the Just Kidding series of concerts, films, and the Thalia Kids Book Club. And for nearly 30 years, the Curriculum Arts Project has brought music, dance, and visual arts to thousands of public school children around New York City.
If we can be a part of helping every generation embrace the arts and be fulfilled by them, we're doing the right thing.
The Upper West Side is home to some of America's leading writers, actors, musicians, and dancers. Symphony Space connects this community of talent with the world.
We're going on tour with our programs. We are on the radio. We are podcasting. We're webcasting. We are exploring all new ways of reaching new audiences.
Thank heavens this place exists. It would be much less a city without it.
The people who can no longer afford to pay the escalated prices for the New York theater can come and see wonderful people do wonderful work.
They do everything, and they do it all really well with really good people, and that's why everyone wants to come back.
It's eclectic in a old-fashioned kind of way, I think. It's almost like a county fair or something, I don't know. We should have a few farm animals, I think.
Every time I'm asked to do something here, I always say yes. I always want to be here.
It's love. This place represents a great deal of love.
I don't know why the arts are important, but the effect of them is undeniable. And the fact that Symphony Space is a home for them is a reason for us to be grateful.
It just would have been a lot less interesting without this little blip on the corner of 95th and Broadway that has meant some fun and some education and some joy, the kind of joy we're celebrating right now.
I hope it goes on forever.